Phil Roulotta is one of America's leading floral designers. He appears throughout the world as a featured speaker and designer. One of his numerous awards was the first ever Award of Design Influence, created to recognize floral designers who have made a significant impact on the art of floral design in America. At the Phil Roulotta Southern California School of Floral Design, Phil shares his vision and talent with his many students. The Hawaii Tropical Flower Council is proud to present Phil, who shares his tips on care and handling and explains how to create exotic yet simple tropical floral arrangements.
Aloha and welcome. Arranging with tropical flowers is fun and easy to do. I'm going to start out here with two of the upright gingers. 2 is really the most perfect number to work with, even though a lot of times we'll use 5, 3s, 7s, 9s. I've established the height. Now I'm going to take some of the parrot heliconias and insert these on a right angle. Establishing the length of the arrangement to one side. And then I'm going to use some of the beautiful Hawaiian Dendrobium orchids here to the opposite side. This establishes the width from side to side. I like the versatility of all these different products that I've been using in the arrangements, plus the added value that you get when you're using these tropical flowers because of the length of time that they last. This is a split leaf philodendron leaf that I've tailored the edges on, and I'm going to extend this out to one side here to create a sheltering effect. I'm using the anthurium foliage, and I'm going to take that and cut it and insert that right over the front of the container to hide my oasis foam here. And I have 4 tea leaves I'm going to use to create a line to the rear of the arrangement. Make sure you make nice angular cuts on all the flowers that you put in the arrangement so they stay there on delivery. I'm going to use a Spectabalis ginger for the focal point. This has a nice fragrance. Then 3 of the Madam Butterfly anthuriums. It's nice that the way this particular flower comes in a contrasting color scheme of red and green. Just use this in a little grouping to the top. Have a little bit of the lily grass. I'm going to cut that at an angle. Insert that under the Spectabalis ginger so it has a little shower-like effect cascading to the front. And then I'm going to use 3 of these Ecuadorian roses as an accent to the focal point. And I'll just take a few of these Dracaena foliages, add them to the lower portion of the arrangement to create a little bit of balance and weight at the bottom of the design. And one of the hollow foliage. And I'm going to insert this into the foam and then bring this over and slide it into one of the leaves here to create a little frame for the anthurium. And just a couple leaves in the back. I'm rolling the leaves, piercing it, and those leaves will help hide the foam. Just roll the leaf over, pierce it through, and have that nice little ribbon-like effect. And that completes the arrangement. amazing Dendrobium orchids. This very casual arrangement has been done in a glass vase where a rubber band has been taken and placed at the top and at the bottom, and then bare grass has just been placed through the rubber band to create this unique container. The Dendrobium orchids then are just placed down into water that a floral nutrient has been added to. It's something that is very easy to do. Just recut the stems on the end of the flowers and place them deep into the container. And you would just continue to do this with as many blooms as you had. You could even do a small bud vase with 4 or 5 stems of Dendrobium orchids. It would make a lovely gift at the entry to someone's home on a much smaller scale in the bud vase, just maybe for a thank you or I love you. In this vertical presentation, I've used the Tropical Fleur Heliconia rising out of the top, and then lower just inserted the beautiful Oncidium orchids. So there's just 2 types of flowers in here, the heliconias and the orchids. Then at the base, there's just a collar of foliages, and what I've used is the split leaf philodendron to make a little collar around the arrangement. So there's 4 of the split leaf philodendrons. I've used a few of the Dracaena warnicki, and of course all these foliages would have a vase life of anywhere from 10 days to 2 weeks. And then just for a little bit of texture, I've used some of the Lycopodium, which is a really wonderful material to use along with the tropical flowers. In this very simple and affordable design, for the primary line, I've used the Parrot heliconias, which come up to the top of the arrangement and extended out to the sides. Then I've used some of the variegated Cordyline terminalis, the variegated burgundy tea leaves. I've used 2 of the Anthurium foliage in the arrangement, and then used several of the Pincushion protea higher and some of the golden lower. In the center for a focal point, I've used the Spectabolus ginger. And then a different technique to create some loops. I just take the tea leaf and pierce it to give it a ribbon-like effect. And then on the opposite side, I'm going to take and shred the tea leaf to give it a nice louvered effect. This is a nice technique to use in arrangements. I'll just recut the stem here. Add this to the opposite side just for a little interest in the design. In this beautiful tropical composition, to start the design, I created a frame with the pink ginger. Next, I reinforced that line with the Marion Seaforth, the pink anthuriums. So you're bringing the eye in this direction, then back over with the pink anthuriums. Off to the side here, I've used the beautiful Midori green anthuriums to create a flow to the front of the design, where at the punctuation point I've used the beautiful king protea, the queen, the magnifica, the pink mink protea, and down below is the Mayday protea. Then I've incorporated some of the Rapis palm in a fan shape from the front to the rear of the design, and then used loops of tea leaves to create a ribbon-like effect around the focal point. And then to finish this off, I've taken hollow foliage, placed it into the Oasis foam, and then taken it up here at the top and run it through one of the leaves. So I create a frame for the focal point. I've done that in 2 places here. And I'll add another piece of the hollow foliage to make 3 in this frame. And that completes the arrangement. This very elegant and ethereal design has been done in a glass compote. It's a drop-in arrangement, and created a grid with floral tape across the top of the container, and then just started inserting the beautiful tropical mist anthuriums in the off-white. To the opposite side, I use the wonderful Hawaiian dendrobium orchids that are very long, and as an accent to that, the Thai tree. Then for the punctuation point, I've used the Nebrifolia, the white mink protea, and under that used a chartreuse-colored hydrangea. Of course, the head being very close to the water source will ensure longevity of this flower. Then a little explosion of the bamboo here at the top, and a little collar of the tea leaf, and accented with a very delicate lily grass completes this floral composition. In this large-scale arrangement that would be great for hotel work or the entry of someone's home, I've started with the primary line being 2 of the Yamagata, the upright heliconias. I've then framed those with 2 of the pendulous heliconias, the sexy orange, and used one of the upright Orthothrika heliconias to the front. Then I've used 3 of the weaves with the areca palm, one in the form of a nautilus shell, another a tube, and to the rear of the arrangement I've used one in a flat weave. Then I've taken and used the red anthuriums to create a spiral to the right side of the arrangement that leads your eye to the focal point, which are 3 of the king proteas. Extended to the left side are the beautiful gingers in the red. And then I've used a collar of tea leaves, inverting the leaves to bring them up and the eye in to the heart of the arrangement. In the rear and the right lower portion of the arrangement, I've used a split leaf philodendron and reversed it so you see the pronounced vein-like structure of the leaf. And then to finish the arrangement, I've used looped tea leaves and inserted those in a collar around the design. And to cap it off at the very top, I've made one of the woven birds out of the hollow foliage